Welcome into this week's Triumph Spotlight. Our guest today is the one and only Sean Pedulla. This Edmond, Oklahoma native is going into his third season here in Blacksburg as the starting point guard of Virginia Tech men's basketball for his second straight season. He's in that starting role. And his resume is pretty good. It includes an ACC championship, an NCAA tournament appearance, and he's coming off an excellent performance in their season opener last night. Sean joins us next in this week's Triumph Spotlight. Today's show is brought to you by Triumph NIL. The Triumph Digital Network is a fully integrated portal featuring individual channels for Sean Pedulla and all of your favorite Virginia Tech athletes. Visit triumphnil.com for an exclusive engagement, merchandise, content opportunities, and subscriptions. All right, fellas, I think some introductions are in order here in the high-tech studio for Tech Sideline. I'm your host, Kyle Marshak. Across the way, we have Giovanni Heater. Behind the desk producing is the one and only Will Stewart. And of course, we have Sean Pedulla with us today. Sean, thank you for joining us.
Yep, thanks for having me.
Well, congrats on a big season opening win, 155. Early on, it looked like, two basketball teams just getting their bearings, but you guys, after probably 5 minutes of play, just took off with it. It's got to feel good to start the season like that.
Yeah, definitely. And it definitely just feels good to be back out on the court, especially with a new group of guys that are coming from all different types of places. It definitely felt good to be back out there, and then after that first kind of slow start, it felt nice to kind of get in the flow of things.
Ended up with 15 points, 10 assists last night. You had a double-double. What was working for you?
Yeah, I think it was just letting the game come to me. They kind of made it easy on me. The coaches did. It just kind of put me in the right spots. And once we run our stuff, we got some of the best X's and O's stuff in the game. So you just kind of got to make the right play at a certain point. I thought I did that well last night.
Yeah, your first double-double, and it's a good way to start your junior season. Is that something you thought about after the game? Oh, this is kind of an accolade for me, or, you expect a lot more?
Yeah, I think first double-double was, not a big deal, but it's definitely something you're like, oh, that's pretty cool. Me and Lynn, Lynn had another double-double, so we were kind of on the side, double-double bros. But, no, I think it was cool. Not something that I was, aiming for or, hanging my hat on, but maybe something will happen again, hopefully. But yeah, not something I was aiming to do.
Coach Young sat in that chair a couple of weeks ago and told us that this is one of the deepest teams that he's ever had, and he's coached a lot of basketball teams, right? Last year, you had to play almost 40 minutes every game, especially at a certain point in the season. How refreshing is it to maybe not have to do that this year, and how valuable is it to get off the court and just grab an extra blow? How can that keep you going?
Yeah, I would say refreshing is definitely the word I would use. There was times where, even during the scrimmages we had this last month or two and the game last night, where I was out for not even 5 minutes and it felt like an eternity because I'm not used to sitting out there. But it's definitely nice to have, especially whenever you got guys coming off the bench that can contribute as well as we have. And we are a very deep and versatile team. So it's nice to kind of, like you say, catch a breather and just rely on your other teammates and trust that they're going to do their job as well.
What did the team do in the offseason to help the camaraderie and the chemistry of the squad? You got so many new additions. Robbie Barron was in the starting lineup. Michael Collins, or MJ Collins, that is, obviously is getting a lot more burn this year, and he stepped up in a big role last year the same way. Obviously, plenty of other people off the bench too.
I think in this world of the transfer portal and how every year is a new team with a bunch of different guys, you do have to have that camaraderie and that team chemistry and bond. And one thing that helped us a lot this past offseason in the summer was we were fortunate enough to take a trip to Switzerland for about 10 days, which was a super cool experience. We really just kicked it and hung out with each other for 10 days, just hanging out, exploring different towns. Went to Milan, Geneva, just some cool places where we got to see cool sights and scenes. And, that's the best way to build team chemistry and camaraderie, just doing stuff that you don't usually do with teammates. So whether that was finding what Italian little restaurant you're going to go to eat, or playing our games that we played over there. It was just a great experience to build that team bond.
This schedule is a little interesting this year, Sean. You don't really necessarily get a whole ton of tune-up games. You got Coppin State last night. Obviously, you guys dominated 155. 102-55 was the final score. But now you go right into playing a Power 5 opponent. You got South Carolina. You play your holiday tournament, some really good teams there. What do you like about the non-conference schedule?
Yeah, I think I like this schedule a lot just because you can't relax. Last year, I think was the opposite. We had like 5 or 6 straight games, other than that Charleston tournament where we played teams that we knew we were better than, we knew we were supposed to be, and we did take care of our business. But you kind of had a sense of like we kind of breathed in a little bit, and that's something we can't do this year because, like you said, we're straight into another Power 5 team this Friday. So I do like that part of it. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't even looked at like the schedule that much, so I don't even know all that we have other than this weekend and then the Orlando tournament coming up. But I like what I'm hearing as far as the teams we're playing, and I'm looking forward to playing them.
And how about with both squads, women's and men's? You guys are both getting really, really quick Power 5 matchups. This is the quickest in your 3 seasons here in Virginia Tech where you face a Power 5 team with that Hall of Fame series coming up against South Carolina. Is there any anticipation for that game coming up? Any nerves, or you guys feel like you're tuned up, ready to go?
Yeah, I feel like we are definitely tuned up and ready to go. Last night was a great first game experience just because you can't really get that in-game feel and chemistry in a scrimmage like we had or in practice. So as far as a starter off, yesterday was great, but like you said, we're right into it now this weekend with South Carolina, so we'll really be tested, and I'm looking forward to see what we got.
What can you tell us about these young guys? It felt like last night I was watching mini Sean Pedulla and Brandon Rechsteiner. You had a no-look pass for a dunk. He did much of the same. He had a nice no-looker. He's so shifty handling the ball. He really is a mini you out there. What can you tell us about him and Jaden Young as well? They both had good games.
Yeah, they're two great people, first of all, and 2 guys that you love to have as teammates. And when that's a big thing, whenever you're with these guys every day, and they make like any job, they make it very enjoyable to come into work and hang out with them. But as far as on the court, I think you guys got a glimpse of it last night. They're the real deal, and they can both score and shoot the ball lights out. But they also they're solid in their role, and they listen to what the coaches are telling them. They're trying to teach them, and they know that they're younger guys and they want to learn. They want to get that experience. So as far as 2 young guys coming into a new system or a system with a couple older guys and wanting to learn, like that's perfect and that's prime. So I think they're off to a great start.
Have you embraced that leadership role with these younger guys on the team?
Yeah, definitely. And it's something that has been quite enjoyable, honestly, just because they make it really easy. Like I said, they want to learn, they want to get that knowledge, and they ask the questions. It's not like me. It doesn't feel like I'm like pushing anything on them. And I don't think any leader wants to do that, or they're not as effective in that way. So they make that really easy, and I've enjoyed it, just telling them what I know and trying to help them out in any way I can.
Yeah, gone are the days of you being an underclassman. Right now, you're one of the leaders on this team.
About.
I know it. How about guys like Hunter Couture, Justin Mutz, the guys that showed you the ropes, and how meaningful is it to have Hunt still around for one more?
Yeah, it's great because it does feel weird that I'm now an upperclassman and a junior. It feels like I was just here yesterday, like getting on campus, but I feel like I'm not completely where I'm supposed to be yet. And I have hit some strides, but like I'm not a perfect player, and it's nice to have Hunter there too because I can still learn some more things from him. And him, Justin, Storm, Keve, all those guys in my first year or 2, they helped me a lot. The same way I'm trying to help out these guys now, and just tell them what I know, the information that can help them in any way. So it's nice to be in that older position and teach these guys the stuff that they need to know, but it's also nice to have Hunter still here by my side and kind of still showing me the ropes and helping me any way that he can.
Have you kept in touch with Storm or even Keve and Mutz and company?
Storm's like a mystery man. Like you never really know what's going on with him. You'll text me, he'll get back to you a week later. But yeah, I've stayed in touch with him, but he's kind of a hard person to keep track of. Justin, same thing. He's all over. I think he's in Japan right now, so he's doing well out there. So yeah, like that experience that we had with the ACC tournament run, those are the things that like you hold on to those bonds for a long time. So those guys will be my guys for a while.
Tell us a little bit about this partnership with Triumph. How did all of this come to be, and how much has it empowered you?
Yeah, I mean, NIL is a huge thing and a constantly changing thing, and it's also the fact that it's so new. It's like you don't really still quite know what to do with it. But I remember my freshman year, Triumph reached out to me, and the way it kind of came about was they were interested in partnering with me, and I felt like they were the real deal and about the right things. So I thought it was a great thing to do, and they've helped me out a lot, just giving me new opportunities as far as whether it's charity events or sponsorship events, just going and meeting, shaking hands with new people. It's great for athletes too, I think, just to do something outside of sports related activities, and kind of, whether that's enlarging your brand or your name or your likeness for that matter, just doing things that outside of basketball that help you in the long run, whether it's business or whatever you go into. I think it's beneficial for a lot of athletes.
So would you describe Triumph as a big support system of yours?
Definitely. No doubt, especially through this new age of NIL, where a lot of people don't really know the ins and outs. They do, and they make it very clear and very easy for athletes to do the right thing and help out their community as well.
Sean, you came a long way, all the way from Edmond, Oklahoma, right? Not necessarily right next door to Virginia. What brought you here all the way back in the first place?
Yeah, a lot of things brought me here, but I think the two main things were obviously the coaching staff and Coach Young, and how trustful and loyal I felt like they were throughout the whole recruitment process, which for me was very different than the average athlete. I was recruited during COVID, so I never even took an official or unofficial visit here. I had to come on campus with my two parents. Like, we paid for our flight and everything. We actually visited my brother who was in school in Ohio, and we drove down here. So we made a trip ourselves because I wasn't about to commit to some place without even stepping foot on campus. So I was like, I got to at least see the place. So that relationship with the coaches, and then once I got here, seeing how beautiful the campus was and how much of a home environment it felt like. You hear a lot of people talk about tech and the campus, and it's like, it just feels right, it just feels at home. Like, I definitely felt that my first time on campus. And the Hokies Stone, I remember thinking, I was like, this is such a beautiful campus. I could see myself living here. So those were the two main things, and I think the decision has worked out so far.
Yeah, and you know, a sense of community obviously is something that everyone, all the athletes that we've had on here, have experienced. I think with you in particular, it'd be fair in saying that you enjoy that sense of community because you have a massive family back home in Oklahoma. Yeah. So let's talk about it. You got how many siblings?
I have 8 siblings.
8 siblings. Yep. And I understand that a lot of them are also really good athletes too, right?
Yeah, they might say it. No, I was kidding. They are. They are.
Hey, now's the chance for you to talk your talk. So,
I mean, I've been doing that for the last however long, but yeah, definitely a lot of good athletes that pushed me and made me tougher, whether that was like beating me up in the driveway 1-on-1 or whatever, like airsoft gun fights or whatever. But you know, those are some areas where they helped me out a lot, and I think that's the best way to gain that toughness and mentality that I feel like I have, just through my older brothers and sisters just being tough on me.
Now, where do you fall in the pecking order? Where are you out of the 8?
Out of the 9, because I got 8 siblings. I am the 7th, so I have 2 little brothers.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Yeah. So almost everybody's older than you.
Yeah.
Okay. That's tough.
One
of the runts of the group.
Yeah. I'm the youngest in my family, but I don't have 8 siblings. I just have 2. So you're one of 2. So you and I are both from normal sized families, you could say.
I guess so.
So that's got to be a hoot growing up. And how many of them played sports?
Everyone played sports at one point, or they at least tried it. I think my parents were big on trying new things and trying a lot of different things to see what you actually enjoyed. And a lot of us did enjoy basketball the most, but my older sister, she played basketball. Almost all the boys played football, basketball. I played baseball for a little bit and ran track my senior year. A lot of them also played rugby. So like that's kind of a big thing. And then one of my brothers went to a boarding school his senior year where he wanted to go with a friend, and he won a state championship in rugby in Pennsylvania. So we've kind of been all over the place as far as sports goes. But basketball, I'd say, is definitely the main sport in the Pedulla household.
Yeah.
Tell us more about you off the court. What do you enjoy that has nothing to do with basketball? Or are you just a straight up hooper?
No,
Live, breathe, die hoops.
I like to do a lot outside of basketball. In my free time, when I'm trying to take a break from basketball, I either like going golfing. I used to be into fishing, which I still enjoy. It's just kind of harder to do now. I do like playing Fortnite. I've been into that a lot lately with some of the teammates. But you know, golfing, fishing, whether playing video games or going to the movies, just hanging out with the boys. That's pretty much all I do, really.
Who's the best Fortnite player on the team?
I mean, I'm gonna say me.
Okay.
But
I like the confidence.
I will say John Camden does carry the squad regularly.
Okay.
So shout out John Camden.
Now, Hunt golfs a lot as well. You guys must have played the links quite a bit this summer.
We do. It's a pretty nice thing to do during the summer here in Blacksburg. As you can imagine, it's very beautiful here during the summer.
I played a lot of golf with Kyle, and neither of us are very good. But,
No.
I mean, I wouldn't say I'm good.
I've got a baseball swing, so I just got that slice, the super slice.
The slice can hurt a lot of people. Hunter's good. Hunter's like actually good. When I play with him, for some reason I don't play as well. I don't know if it's because he rubs off on me in a way that's kind of polar to him, but he's a good golfer. I just enjoy being out there and playing. I wouldn't say I'm bad, but it's definitely a fun thing to do and something to take up time during the summer.
Just when I think I fix whatever an issue is, the slice, like I'll watch YouTube videos and try and fix it. I'm like, boom, nailed it for a round. And we're back in good shape. It goes out the window again, and the problem comes back.
Rough.
It's unfixable.
Yeah. It's kind of, actually, Hunter and I talk about this. It's like one day the drive will be good, and then the short game will be terrible.
Yep.
And then the next day, vice versa. So it's a very frustrating and humbling game at the same time.
Yes.
What's the strength, the long or short game?
A short game for me.
Yeah.
I am a victim of the slice, but I also hook it every once in a while, which is kind of weird.
Yeah, overcorrect it.
Yeah, I think that is what it is.
Yeah, I'm also a short game guy. It's the baseball swing, man.
I think it's the touch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of take pride in the touch.
So, well, let's get back to basketball, right?
Let's do it.
Really good season opener. What can you expect from this team? If you're asking Sean Pedulla, what is this team going to turn out to be this year?
Yeah, I'm really excited and looking forward to what we're going to turn out to be. And it's kind of weird for me because I've only played one game with these guys, and we have had a whole off season and summer of playing together. But you really just gotta wait and see how the season turns out. I think my first 2 years here have been completely different than what I've expected. My freshman year, there was a bunch of highs and lows, and then we ended up winning an AC championship. And then last year, we started out really well in non-conference. Excuse me. And then we went through a lull with Hunter's injury, and just wasn't expected. So I don't want to put any expectations on us this year, but I am looking forward to what we have and the talent that we have on our roster and how versatile we are. And I think we can go very far if we continue to improve daily.
Outside of personnel, of course, what makes this team different in 2023, 2024?
I think that bond that we have, that you guys kind of touched on earlier, and the camaraderie that we've built, we all do genuinely enjoy each other and like showing up every day and competing. It's just a very fun environment to be in and be a part of. And when you have that, I heard Draymond Green talking about the Warriors this season and how, like, same thing. I mean, part of that could have been Jordan Poole and him last year, but he was talking about how different this year's team is than last year. And I correlated to that a lot just because, not that last year's team was not like very together, but this year just like stands out a lot just because we all are friendly, hang out, and it's definitely something that's enjoyable.
Well, it's good that this team appears to not have any Draymond Green, Jordan Poole beef. So
Yeah,
that would
Especially this early.
especially this
would be
early.
an
That would be
issue.
that would be alarming.
You got a favorite NBA team?
I'm the Thunder.
Okay.
OKC Thunder, yeah.
That's
Big
a pretty
fan.
easy pick.
Yeah.
When me and the fellas play 2K, we get the Thunder Ray Allen. That's a good guy to go with.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Thunder Ray Allen.
Thunder Ray Allen.
Yeah. If you go back in the day, or if you get
Supersonics. That's why.
yeah,
Oh,
Supersonics.
yeah, there you go, there you go.
I was
we go.
wondering. I was like, I don't think Ray Allen ever played.
Wait a
on
second. He did not wear a blue jersey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're not a 2K guy though. MJ Collins said he was a big 2K guy, but you're just Fortnite.
Yeah, a lot of the people on the team are 2K guys, but I'm not a fan of like playing video games where I feel like I could do better in real life than in the video game.
Okay.
So like whenever I shoot a shot that I know I can make in real life and then I like miss it in the game terribly, I'm like, that's just like, why would I do this? Why would I play this? Like,
That's
it's
actually a really good analogy to live by.
I mean,
a bar.
it's just like like if I could shoot a wide open three and miss it in a 2K game when I know I can hit it in a game, it's like, all right, I'm not playing this.
That's just frustrating. Well, I don't have that experience. I'm not very good at basketball. So,
Well, 2K might be your game.
all right. Well, how about we get to the speed round and throw some good questions at you? You ready for that?
Let's do it.
All right. We'll start with this pregame playlist. What are you bumping 12 hours ago?
We put together a little rap playlist, but I like Gunna, Meek Mill, KP Skywalker. Shout out Kai. He put us on to that.
Okay.
But just the regular rap songs, I guess.
Nice.
I like it. How about your favorite restaurant in Blacksburg?
Favorite restaurant? Five Guys.
Okay.
And that's not even like that's in Christiansburg technically, but I go to Five Guys pretty regularly. But in Blacksburg, I'd say Elrod's or Bull and Bones, two places that are pretty solid.
Good spots. What about a cookout order? You have a specific
Yeah,
milkshake you get
I get
there?
a big double burger, cheddar style, with no grilled onions, 2 chicken quesadillas, and a chocolate milkshake.
Do they have those in Oklahoma?
No.
Okay.
Didn't know what cookout was, so I got here.
Because we're from New York, so it was our first experience when we got down here.
Never heard of it either.
Yeah.
Are you a superstitious guy at all? Any pregame rituals, routines, anything specific you do before the ball game?
Not superstitious at all, but I do say a prayer before every game. So I do believe in that. But as far as rituals go, nah, not a ritual guy.
Gotcha. Not superstitious, just a little stitious. So
Yeah.
What about any other sports? You said you played baseball, you ran track. If you were to play another sport at Virginia Tech, what would it be?
If I were to play a sport, or if I was to be good at a sport,
To be good at another sport at Virginia
golf
Tech.
for sure. Golf.
You had the best chance making the golf team, you're saying? Of any
no,
other team?
definitely not.
Okay.
Hunter definitely is better than me at golf, and he probably has a better chance. But as far as if I were to be really good at another sport, I would love to be really good at golf.
Yeah.
All right, we want complete transparency here. We see all you guys at the football games together as a crew. What does game day look like for the basketball team when the football team's playing and you guys are rocking it in lane?
Yeah, usually, like let's say the game's at 12, we'll have practice 3 hours or 4 hours before, so either 8 or 9, and then an hour later, after practice, we'll go to tailgate, which is outside of our practice facility. And then we usually only have like an hour to go to Center Street if we do want to go to Center Street. So go hang out, see some friends for a little bit, and then go to the game. So that's pretty much it.
Nice.
That's awesome. And it sounds like it's just been an incredible time for you in Blacksburg.
Yeah.
You know, I was talking about it with a friend last night. You know, when you're visiting colleges, right, it's nerve-wracking, but when you find the spot, you know. Was that sensation that you had? Because it seems like that's the experience so far.
Yeah, definitely. Whenever I was choosing a school, I remember being kind of nervous going super far away from home, seeing because it's a big thing, like going halfway across the country and not knowing anyone who you're gonna go with is a big thing. But as far as a place that's made me feel home and a place that I'm fine being at and not like a place where I'm like, gosh, I can't wait till the next time I go home. Like, this is it. And it's made it very easy for me to enjoy my time here just because of that sense of home.
How often do you get to go home?
During the summer, around 4th of July, I get to go home. Christmas, I get to go home. And then there's 2 weeks. There's a 2-week period before and after the summer that I get to go home too. So 2 weeks before summer, 4th of July, 2 weeks after summer, and then Christmas usually. And then after the season, like right after the season, whenever that is, we get a little 2 weeks off. So I'll try to get home for that as well.
Awesome. And is the family visiting for any games soon?
Yeah, they actually are. With a huge family, it's kind of hard to distribute tickets evenly. So they kind of divvy up the games and tell me later which ones they're going to go to.
So with 9 siblings, what is it? It would be 11 people in the family. You've got to have at least one person from the family at each game, it feels like, right?
Yeah, but they're busy people. Like
Yeah.
they got their own stuff going on. So I think they're going to come to the Virginia game and the Duke game next semester. And then they should be down in or one of them should be down in Orlando. So during Thanksgiving, that'll be cool to see one of my family members.
Awesome. Well, if Brendan's in town, I'd love to talk rugby with him. I think that's a cool looking
Oh,
sport.
you knew it was Brendan?
It's on your bio. I don't stalk you, I
I
promise.
was gonna say, like, dang, this guy knows his stuff.
Were there other rugby siblings in
Brendan's the one that won the state championship.
Yep.
And then JJ and Edmund, who are the 2 oldest boys in the house, they played in college at Benedictine in Kansas, D2 school. So yeah, they're the three knuckleheads that wanted to play rugby.
Knucklehead would be a good description.
Yeah, literally.
It looks like a tough sport. Well, I think we should just wrap it up with this. What would you want your mark to be when you leave Blacksburg?
I would just want people to remember me as a player that left everything out there and was very competitive, and gave this university his all. I think what I don't want to be remembered as someone who just wanted to go here and get his time done and just get through. So I want to be remembered as someone who left this place better than he found it. whether that's the university or the basketball program. And then just a guy who was kind of everyone they came across. So
awesome. Well, thank you very much, Sean. I think that about wraps things up. Gio, any final thoughts?
Yeah, no, appreciate your time, Sean, and
Thank you,
looking forward to seeing what you guys got the rest of the season.
Yeah,
Me too. Thank you,
especially right after the game last night. So, thank you again, Sean Pedulla. We have Giovanni Heater to my right. Will Stewart was behind the desk. I'm Kyle Marshak. We'll see you guys next time on our following edition of Triumph Spotlight.